Levels, levels.
Levels, levels.
So how's your weekend?
Pretty good. I mean, we're puppy training, so
Yeah, I haven't had to do that, but I that's a full-time job. Yeah. Yep.
it's one full-time job if you're lucky, two if she doesn't make it outside fast enough. So anyway, how was your weekend?
My weekend was fantastic. We went to St. Louis for Arch Madness.
Wait, don't you mean March Madness?
No. No, it's in St. Louis, so it's Arch Madness.
I thought Arch Madness is what happened at Texas last year during signing day. But anyway, okay, yeah, I see what they did there. Yeah, no. Okay, yeah.
Uh, yeah. They've enjoyed that pun for like 30 years. Maybe longer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and okay, so that's where you were, and how was the weekend?
It was fantastic. We were obnoxious the entire time. Oh, and we're pretty obnoxious on social media too. I can't believe, well, you're not on social media, but anyway, Drake won the tournament. They are going to the big dance. For anybody that did not already know, that hasn't had Griff, the Drake live mascot, hit their feed. Yeah, we've been really pretty. Yeah, 2 years in a row, Drake's going to the tournament. Woohoo!
Oh,
Yay!
Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm not on social media, but I know. I mean, I'm just playing along just for the sake of the bit.
I I appreciate that. How often? I mean, how often does your team get to go to the tournament in consecutive years? No, honestly, I'm asking. I'm asking how often does this happen?
Oh, sorry. I was just waiting for any Hawkeye fans to jump in and answer.
Oh, you're going to be waiting quite a while. Hi, toddlers. Welcome to Talking to Todd, a weekly podcast with Dwayne Johnson and Todd Prinz, where failure is always an option. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How are you?
I am just back from an HOA committee meeting about rules, so I am stoked.
A board meeting?
Oh, no. This was a committee meeting to report out to the board. Like, this is a sub-board meeting. Oh, no. This is... Does this committee have any power? No, it does not. Does it have 15 people all with different ideas? Yes, it does. Is there any time limit? No, apparently not.
Hey, I gotta go record a podcast. Never mind. Yes, it's just as important as this meeting.
Anyway, it's good to meet your neighbors. Sometimes.
Are you sure about that?
You know that saying, never meet your heroes?
Yes.
Never meet your heroes and your neighbors. No, that's not true for all of them. I mean, Don and Devon, they're nice, yes, but
yes.
Anyway, yeah.
Are you bringing something for Money or Nazis later?
Let's talk about that next week. Let's see how this goes.
See how this. Oh, for the record, cold open follow-up that was directed at the men's team, not the women's team, and I can see that Beckett's on board.
Been quiet for hours, and now big Caitlin Clark fan. Big Caitlin Clark fan back there.
Apparently, yeah.
That's a bark for every 3 she hit in the Big Ten tournament.
Oh, look, she just hit another one. There it is. Oh, should we go to feedback, follow-up, and updates?
Sure.
We had time in the truck, so we got caught up. Amy has thoughts. First off, Danny's feedback. So what this is feedback on feedback. Danny's feedback on episode 2 that didn't age well. Sweetie, you know it's good when it starts with Sweetie. Sweetie, nobody said you were a fine wine. I'm not sure your stuff ages well, and I don't know that anybody expects it to. Uh-huh.
If I can just interject, speaking of things that didn't age well,
Uh-huh.
and not that we're not going to do this every year. Well, this part we might every year. Since we recorded last, you sent me you sent the picture of us at Wells Fargo, or sorry, at T-Mobile Center at the Pac-12 tournament 4 years ago. And the picture you sent of me sitting on the couch, smiling and waving, it feels like that's the before picture. And about
Yes.
2 hours after that, the after picture is people looking scared to death. So speaking of pictures that didn't age well, right here, what he doesn't know is in about 90 minutes,
the world is going to come.
The next 2 years is going to get goofy. Yeah, that didn't age well either.
No, that was the genesis of my idiot husband and his friend.
Yep, right there.
Yep.
What else did Amy have?
As those who know Amy know, she hates the Cardinals.
Yeah.
She was actually pulling for Nazis on the beer jingle thing.
Okay. 3 things come to mind. 2 of them will get us in trouble with our audience, and one of them will get me in trouble with Amy, so I'm not going to say any of them.
Fair. And lastly, as the director of business operations at Lessing Flynn, Amy has negotiated printer contracts.
Yes.
She pays 4 cents a page for laser color. The HP deal ain't a deal. She just wants to put that out there. If anybody was considering it, don't.
She pays 4 cents for laser color, but I think we get it for free.
Did you have to check your cheat sheet to figure out?
No, I have it
Which
turned
one?
off, so I had to go in and turn
you had to
it
go
on.
turn it on.
I had to go turn it on, so that worked. Yeah. Once again, visual gag on an audio. I will say, you know what? This is the proper use of the video reactions in the Mac and iOS. Is yep, you throw the horns and you get the lasers.
There you do. Yep.
Yeah.
How about Lisa? Looks like you get something from Lisa.
Yeah, and this is feedback directly about the podcast directed at me, not at us.
Okay.
We were out this weekend. We were driving. We were listening to it. We were getting to talking about Rule 34. And I pulled the car into the garage and our trip was done. And you were literally saying, well, Rule 34 is, and then I turned the car off, at which point I was informed. Don't stop the podcast right there. I was waiting to hear what Rule 34 was. Well, here's the thing. You pull into the garage. You don't want your car running. It's an electric car. It's fine. Oh yeah, I forgot it's electric. So I can leave it idling in the garage without a... Yeah. So that one's on me. I have zero excuse. So I created a cliffhanger when I shouldn't have.
I believe NPR calls that a driveway moment.
Technically, I was inside the garage, and the garage is not part of the driveway, and I know that because I'm now on the HOA rules committee, and the driveway is under a completely different set of rules than inside the threshold of the garage door. Oh, this is going to be content.
Actually,
one of the things that hit my feed this week was a remember the Staples Easy buttons that you could buy? Right? You can buy those and record your own message.
Yes.
You should get one. And then record
actually,
into it and take it with you to the committee meetings.
Screw that. If I do that, it's not just going to the committee meetings. It's going to all meetings I go to at work, right? When I go into the office, I'll, set up and you pull out your notebook, you pull out your pen, you pull out your laptop, and then you pull out the big red button that you just said. What's that? Oh, you'll find out. Oh, trust me, you will. Are you sure? I've been in meetings with you before. You're going to find out.
Actually.
Oh, let's see. A note from Sherry, toddler 3187.
Yeah.
Last week's Big Dwayne energy.
Yes.
Came from Greg. It did not come from Sherry. I got an all caps note.
So Sherry's saying that Greg is giving Big Dwayne energy. Okay.
I guess
we stand corrected.
We see you. Absolutely. She sent you some feedback about your run. You want to read that?
Well, she did point out, she said, you can run an easier, comfortable 13.1 miles. Now, I understand what she's trying to say, and I was wrong. I should have said what I should have said is one can. When she said you can, I don't know that I'm capable of it. Some people might be capable of it. You should be capable of it. So you, in the general sense, can run a comfortable. Yeah,
the royal we sure.
Yeah, I haven't developed that skill yet. I may be making things more difficult than they need to be.
Danny had some puppy name suggestions.
Okay.
None of which I think were adopted.
Surprisingly, no.
No. He suggested Toddy, Eli.
Because Toddy won't be confusing. Huh? What? No, but, not me. Okay.
No. And Whelp, which I believe is German. So any of those. He loves Rule 34. And his favorite pep band song was Tequila, which I can guarantee you we wouldn't have been able to play either, since we couldn't play Here Comes the King.
No, but what I can tell you, if you just take the words and you move it around, at least with some of the members of our favorite pep band song was Tequila. I can say that Tequila was a favorite of some of our pep band. I think that's safe to say.
That's yep. Yeah. That rings true.
Yes. Yep. By the way, I should, but just as a quick follow up, thank you, Danny, for the suggestions. We did land on a name. The puppy is now officially, well, as official as it can get. I haven't filed the paperwork yet. Not sure where. The dog's name is Brixton.
Nice.
Yeah,
you can the paperwork can be used during puppy training.
Yeah. It's similar to any number of fairly important documents that she found accessible to her that I now have to scan and throw away.
Hey, boss, my dog ate my homework. No, really?
This is a visual, so this is only for Dwayne. This is a receipt that she got a hold of. Yes. Literally.
Yep. Dog ate my homework. Look at that.
Yeah.
I've got a couple.
Actually.
On the same topic. Both have to do with editing. Editing is hard. Or maybe it's not hard. Maybe it just requires concentration, which I lacked last week. So if you downloaded the podcast quickly last week when it went up, you got the unabridged 1 hour and 7.5 minute edition of the podcast.
Higher than the recommended dosage.
If you waited, you got the 58-minute edition of the podcast. But the 58-minute edition, the crop happened to all of the tracks except for the soundtrack.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Which is where the Here Comes the King came into it. 7.5 minutes later in the podcast than it was originally intended.
Here's the space for the song. Oh, there's no song. Huh, that's weird. 7.5 minutes later. So I said to the guy,
Bum, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Oh.
yeah, I believe Lisa's comment was, couldn't you hear that? I'm like, it wasn't there. What do you mean it wasn't there? I just heard it. Well, it was probably a track editing. As soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, I know what happened. Yeah, I know totally what happened, but yeah.
And I was in St. Louis. My laptop was sitting here at home, and I have no way to edit that because that's where all the tracks are. So when I got back on Monday, I did a third edit, and the final edition, for those of you listening, I don't know, whenever, maybe your cousin will get the right version when he eventually gets to 210. Anyway, that's what I got. How about some follow-up?
Now, wait,
sorry.
Just make
Yes.
sure. Now, that's the copy we're sending to the Library of Congress, as we do with every episode, so that it's stored forever, right? Like, that's the good one that's going to get burned onto the gold plates or what. I may have that wrong. That's the Book of Mormon. Sorry. I keep getting my life mixed with the musical. Sorry.
Hello. How about some follow-up?
Sure. Oh, we got plenty.
I had a little bit of moose follow-up.
Yes.
The guy that shot the moose,
yes,
was assessed a 2-hour delay penalty because he did not field dress the moose properly.
Yes.
That would be the bad news. The good news, though, is the dog is fully recovered and was released from the hospital. So some good news on that front. So two Iditarod stories this week.
And the guy won, even with the 2-hour penalty. He won.
Oh, did he? Oh, I missed that part.
His record 6th Iditarod victory. So, yes. Now, my thought is, just watching this, we're complaining about the Iditarod rules, but if they were playing if Iditarod rules, if F1 rules were in effect for the Iditarod, he would have gotten a 2-hour penalty, but he could have taken that at any point that he wanted, including after the finish. He wouldn't have had to serve it in the middle of the race, because quite frankly, if you get a penalty, it ought to be up to you as to decide when you should serve a penalty, instead of just getting like the rest of all the sports and serve your penalty. Whistle. I'm going to shoot free throws. Not right now. Nah, I'll do it later. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I have thoughts. Anyway, congratulations to him for winning, and I'm glad that the dog is good.
Well, and the prize included 1,500 pounds of moose meat. I figured out this week my suggestion for how we should do the official. I mean, brackets are coming out again. Drake won the Missouri Valley tournament, so they're going to those for anybody that's tuning in late to the podcast. Drake won, so they're going to the tournament. Talking to Todd always does a bracket. How are we going to determine how Talking to Todd does a bracket? Well, First, Bulldogs. Bulldogs always win.
Okay. All right.
Always. Bulldogs always win until Bulldogs meet Bulldogs, and then cute Bulldogs win, which means Drake wins. So
you're saying basically you're filling Drake in all the way, and then the rest of it's kind of irrelevant.
It pretty much, yes. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
It's as good a plan as Boilermakers.
I don't remember the committee meeting, the business meeting we had where we decided this, but okay, that's
my suggestion. That's what I'm bringing to the table. The other option,
yes,
would be to use the latest U.S. News and World Report rankings. So I'm not saying that the basketball kids are the smartest kids, but the kids around the basketball kids would be the smartest kids. So the school that's higher in the U.S. News and World Report rankings would be the winner of the game.
I like it. I'm going to say yes, and because this doesn't exist. I like where you're going. I would love to take it one step further and look at, I wish there was U.S. News and World Report rankings for pep bands. and, and the school with the best pep band gets the win. But I don't think anybody. I say that, and there's probably at least 10 podcasts that rank college basketball pep bands.
I can tell you that there's a podcast that ranks college marching bands.
Yes. Yep. Uh-huh.
I don't know about pep bands, but there's definitely marching band competitions and rankings. We could certainly. Okay.
Okay.
Toddlers,
Okay.
tune in. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right. I'm going to put this on you. Yes, Bulldogs win.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. And then, and this is where you get to make some artistic choices that I can then make fun of you for later and for years. Because Bulldogs always win, if there's not two Bulldogs playing, your job is to look at the mascot and pick the one that looks closest to a bulldog. What does that mean? I don't know. I have no idea.
Don't know.
But you'll know it when you see it.
Okay. Okay.
I can see this. Okay. I don't know. This one has a tail and that one doesn't. Bulldog.
Well, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
How about Todd's Tech Corner, as brought to us
Sorry.
I skipped one.
Well, we had covered the ex-Jaguar front office person who who stole $22 million from the Jaguars.
Yes, we did. Yes,
and
thank you.
By the way, just to clear that up, he admitted to stealing $22.2 million over 3.5 years. According to court documents, 20 million of that went to FanDuel. And then for reasons I'm not clear, 1 million went to DraftKings. And then the rest of the money, the stolen money, went for various other expenditures, including $600,000 at Apple. Oh, so we got 2 Vision Pro headsets, and more than $40,000 at Amazon and Best Buy combined.
The most interesting thing that I thought he spent money on, he spent like $2,200 on a Trevor Lawrence game-worn jersey, where he could have just gone down to the locker room and picked one up. No.
That would be stealing.
That's wrong.
That doesn't belong to him. That would be wrong. You got to draw the line somewhere. So he did plead guilty. He was sentenced. If anybody had, I believe the line for his jail sentence was at 6 years. The overpaid. He got 6.5 years for stealing $22 million. And my thought is, we didn't look. I really wish we would have looked to see if if FanDuel. I really wish FanDuel would have had an over-under on that people could wager on.
Well, the talking to Todd money is still at DraftKings, so that's where it would have needed to come from. Which I think we still have like $7 and change in DraftKings money, just sitting out there doing nothing, making about as much money as my savings account. Okay, now can we do Todd's Tech Corner?
Sure.
Okay.
Brought to us by the Taylor Center for Technology Policy.
There it is.
Real quick, Apple has now released the 0.4 version of iOS, came out last week. Once again, update, blah, 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 security patches, 0-day exploits, whatever. However, one of the things they included, and I have not tried this yet because I don't use this, but I might have to, the Apple Podcast app that is now on iOS iPads, I believe. Anyway, now has podcast transcription built into it. And from what everybody says, it's really pretty good. Now, here's the thought. Is Apple surely must be only like they must be using the computing power, AI or whatever, to just do like the top 100 or the top 1,000 podcasts must cover 98% of all. So they must be drawing the line. Nope.
Right.
All podcasts are being transcribed. And They're doing the newly released ones, but they're, I believe, potentially working their way backwards for any podcast that still has stuff list. So Apple is going to be creating transcripts for us of all of our stuff. And my thought is, nobody said that this was going to happen. Holy crap. The stuff we said 4 years ago is now going to be in written form.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Anyway, if you're using the podcast app on Apple, you can now go in and you can read this show instead of listening to it. Why? Technology. Speaking of why do we do this? Nobody knows, but we do.
It's not fair to deny me all the cross I bear. I check it to me. You ought to know.
Okay, so like something Todd ought to know here. And this is important since we just covered how all we're doing is picking bulldogs.
Okay. All right.
Drake has their live mascot program.
Yeah, I believe his name's Uga. No.
No.
Different
No.
school. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the question,
Yes.
do you know the name of the current live mascot?
I want to say it's Spike.
So the character mascot is
okay.
Spike.
Okay.
You know what?
No, it's not. It's not what. Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't.
It's
I
not
wouldn't
what
give
I
it.
ask.
I wouldn't give it to you, but that's fine. Okay.
It is technically the name of a Drake mascot
Who
but
is
it wasn't-
live? I mean,
who is live? I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to get technically,
Okay.
Actually,
yeah. So okay,
Okay. All right.
yes, but
Okay.
so,
Now I'm just going to throw this out. As we covered earlier,
yeah.
you are asking me about a name of a dog that I don't own, and it took us more than a week to name a dog that we do own. And we went through more than 200, and you think I barely know the name of the dog we own because we've tried all of them, and now you're like, here's a dog you've never met. What's its name? But that's cool. That's cool. All right, we're staying on brand. Okay. This is why. So for those the dog who is the bulldog for the University of Georgia Bulldogs, they have names, but they become like royalty that when they ascend to the throne, it goes from whatever they had to they now become UGA, UGA, sure, UGA 6, UGA 7, UGA 8. They came up with a naming convention, and I'm sure
Yes.
this is what happened. The first time it was UGA. That's cute. We've nailed it. And then the dog wasn't with us. And then they're like, this is going to get difficult every time. How about UGA 2? You know what? I'm sure there was beer involved. And they just kept going. Okay. So either Drake has adopted that same path, but that would be if I went down the exact road, he would be like do 10 for Drake University. But I don't think that I don't think they've done that. Okay, here's what I'm going to go with because I have no deep cut. The current mascot is Robert Ray the Sixth. He was beloved. Everybody loved him.
Yes,
Who's a good boy?
absolutely.
Robert Ray.
Right, yes. That's an excellent guess. It's wrong.
Yeah, I wasn't going for right. I was going for entertaining because I have no shot. Because, by the way, the first one that popped into my mind, and I have no idea why, but it's probably, okay. So, all right, let me take another run at this. This one could even be ungraded. Because my first thing that popped into my head was, for some reason, Julius, as in Julius Caesar. And I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense. Then what I was thinking was, oh, wait, I went to a state school. Drake is a private school. Yes. So what I should be doing is something like I need a really good like a name. Oh yes, went to Oxford with with Binky. There we go. Binky. Yes, Binky. He was a good boy. Yes, I think I had stats with him.
Let me throw you a hint here.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's potentially more than a hint.
Only if you can read and pay attention.
Yeah, yeah. According to this, the current wow, he's got some jowls. And by the way, just because Amy's seen this picture, I'm referring to the dog, not Dwayne. Okay. Apparently,
Thanks, Eli.
Amy was going to make that joke in the truck if I didn't. Okay. Apparently, this is Griff the second.
Yep, Griff 2.
Griff
This
2.
is Griff 2. Yes.
Hmm.
Now, trick question.
Yeah.
This is Griff 2.
Yeah.
How many live bulldog mascots have there been in the history of Drake University?
Okay, folks, here's the problem. He didn't give me this hint just to be nice. He gave me this hint. Now, what I have to know is, did he do this to set me up? Or did he do this to say, I'm going to give this to him, which then he's going to think this is a setup? Because obviously the answer should be no. This should be the second live mascot because it's Griff 2. But if Dwayne's thinking that that's what I'm thinking, and then I'm going to not pick 2, he's then going to give me this so that the answer is 2 because I shouldn't have overthought it. This is how this works. Yeah.
I can clearly not pick the wine in front of me.
I am going, you know what? Here's my thought. This is Griff 2. I have a sneaking there has been more. I don't know what the average lifespan is of a bulldog, but I know Drake's been around a long time. I have a sneaking suspicion there's been more than 2 bulldogs in the entire history of Drake University. Or if there's been 2, they're really, really strong genes. So I'm going to say this might be Griff 2, but I'm going to say that there's been 6.
Wow. You know what? There's actually been 5.
Ah, okay. All right.
Griff 2 is the current one.
Uh-huh.
Immediately preceding him was Griff 1,
okay,
which was the start of the funded, officially university-sanctioned live mascot program. So in that instance, there have been 2.
2 official.
2 official. But in reality, prior to Griff 1,
yeah.
By the way, Griff 2's name is George. He does follow the UGA theme.
Yes. Yes.
His real name is George, but he goes by Griff 2.
It's look, for professional reasons, there's another George within the thing with the SAG card, so he has to go by Griff 2, but to his friends call him George.
Yeah, he's LL Cool Griff. Oh. So prior to Griff 2, there was Griff 1. Prior to Griff 1, there was Porterhouse, who was a beautiful bulldog from the relays.
Yeah,
who was
yes. That was my thought was.
Yes,
the relays crown a dog of some kind. Yeah, right?
They do, and he was such a great mascot and such a great representative for the university, they asked him to stay on. And so from 2009 until 2013, Porterhouse was the unofficial live mascot. That's 3.
Okay.
But before that, in 1945, there was a bulldog named Hetty, who was the official live mascot.
Okay.
And then before that, in 1936, Butch 1 Don't ask me why Hetty wasn't Butch 2, and God only knows. I mean, it's for a while we had a couple of ducks that were live mascots, but we don't really count them because they weren't bulldog live mascots. Because
We're the cardinal. Why the hell is our mascot a tree? I don't know. Look, we're bulldogs and those are ducks. I don't know. They showed up. What are we gonna do?
well, the original football coach at Drake, the first football coach, was John L. Griffith. So that's where the Griff comes from.
Okay.
And Coach Griffith had 2 bulldogs that he brought with him to practice, and they were with him everywhere. And so at one point after a game, the register referred to Drake as the Bulldogs because of Coach Griffith's Bulldogs that were there with him all the time. So that's where that's when we moved from being the Drake Ducks to the Drake Bulldogs, and thereafter we were the Drake Bulldogs. Again,
2 things.
This is an all Drake podcast.
So 2 things.
Yes.
One, if Lindsay were here, she would say you guys should have stayed the Ducks because, as everybody knows, ducks fly together.
Yes, they do.
Which is you great for team sports.
I can't play the giggle, can I?
No.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to have 2 and then 2A because I've come up with another one. 2A. If this is an all Drake podcast, you should probably get some money off of your season tickets or something for the level of sponsorship that we're giving them. However, since they're not, I can make the comment of 2B. I assume that Griff came from every parent who opens up the bill from the private school and goes, "How much is this? Where's that comma? This is a grift." And they just leaned into it.
Oh.
By the way, I'm just gonna.
Yes.
It's fine. It's fine that this is Todd ought to know. I'm gonna just be real clear, and I think everybody has realized this. None of this is stuff Todd ought to know. This is stuff Dwayne wanted everyone to know.
You're catching on.
Just be clear.
Oh, should we go to what's next?
Sure.
Did you bring something for Money or Nazis?
No, I did not this week. No.
Okay. We could talk about the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Okay. What happened there?
Well, this story came out 2 days ago about how several NFT collections created by industry giant Yuga Labs that created the Bored Ape Yacht Club, they've sunk to all-time low ETH valuations. And I went, okay, what does that mean? Like the Mutant Ape Yacht Club, for example, has fallen to an all-time low floor price of 2.4 ETH.
That's Ethereum,
Okay.
which is like Bitcoin, but it's a different made up. It's a different made up virtual thing. So ETH is Ethereum,
And it cost 3 ETH to mint one when they first debuted.
Okay.
So now they're selling below cost.
Okay.
If you go over to Other Deed, which is apparently a different version of things, their all-time low floor price is 0.21 ETH.
Okay. Now, okay.
Yeah.
So this is Money or Nazis.
Yes, it is.
Here's
Fake
my
money.
problem.
This is fake
Yeah,
money or not.
Here's my problem. It's not money. Like, this puts me in a real bad spot because the bit is money or Nazis, and this crap ain't money by definition, which means actually, per the rules of the game, as written by the bylaws,
Oh my God, it's a committee meeting.
Uh-huh.
By the way, it costs 305 ape coin, which is yet a totally different made up fake piece of money, to mint an other deed. So they were creating fake companies to mint fake coins based on other fake coins. And the other deed's floor price of fake money is 0.23, which in terms of real dollars, you want to guess what that is?
Sorry.
0.23
Sorry.
Ethereum.
I dozed off there for a while. That was
It's
what?
almost $1,000. That floor of 0.23 Ethereum is $929 if you can get somebody to actually pay you for it.
Okay. So I'm still sticking to my this isn't money. So that
Okay.
means it probably has to be Nazis. How? I don't know. I just know it's not money. I didn't feel good about that. But when you started explaining to me, oh, well, this is ApeCoin that is paid for by this other thing, which has a conversion rate of this other thing that we made up, which is actually another thing that we just made up. And then that's like a shell corporation for this corporation. That explanation, which is totally accurate, sounds like pretty much every explanation of quote unquote anything weird that's happened in the last 100 years. So I'm going to have to go with Nazis by rule.
Well, I don't know. You can go to CoinGecko and check it out. Like,
listen, one thing I know is geckos. We have them living in our backyard. They're all over the place. None of them have coins because if they did, they'd be paying rent. Okay, but they don't have coins. So CoinGecko isn't real.
Okay. So not money, probably Nazis, but we can't prove it. I mean, they're really good at hiding this shit.
I have a line that would kill on the other podcast, but since you're not editing, I'll just let that go and it'll go off into the Ethereum.
Okay, let's see. Where were we? That was money or Nazis. Oh, how about the Scott Frost Memorial Idiot of the Week?
Yeah. So this one comes to us from Lincoln, Nebraska. A woman has been accused of stealing gas from a gas station that was valued at nearly $28,000. Over a period of months, the gas station, which man, you gotta love Midwestern gas stations. It's at the Pump and Pantry in Lincoln. They noticed that there's some gasoline missing. So they went back and they took a look at it. Here's what they found out. The woman had a loyalty card, once again from the Pump and Pantry. Somehow she discovered. So if you swipe your loyalty card one time, right, and then it says, "Oh yes, you get your 10 cents off your gasoline," or whatever it does, right? And then you need to swipe your payment card. She figured out at one point, if you swipe your loyalty card and then swipe your loyalty card the second time, it puts the gasoline pump into demo mode. Oops. And lets you just pump gas without charging you.
Oh my God.
Now, it is unclear. The article, I believe this is, I was going to say it's from the AP, but I don't know that for sure. Oh, yeah, from the AP.
Daily News.
Oh. The article from the AP says that it's unclear. The company was unaware of a glitch that allowed anyone swiping a rewards card twice to put a gas pump into demonstration mode. Now, my thought is, was it a glitch? Or did they literally have a demonstration mode to, I don't. Anyway, she figured it out. So she was getting free gas. She was paying exactly what was on the pump. This is where it does get a little dicier for her, because I think at that point she could claim, hey, look, I paid exactly what was on the pump. She got a little greedy, however, because another woman was also getting free gas. Well, not free gas. The second woman paid the first woman $500 for gas that should have been worth about $700. So she was selling discounted gas.
Oh, that'll get you in trouble.
Yeah, that may be the step where you're like, no, you probably can't do that. Because right up until that point in the article, I was sitting here thinking, is she the idiot for doing this? Or are they like, look, I just swiped my card twice and it said I didn't have to pay anything. Is that a crime? Apparently, yes, it is, but whatever. But then reselling somebody's gas that you're getting. Yeah. So I'm going to say it's the people that operate the pump who put in the demo mode that was so easy to access that any rewards card could do it. And I would also say it is her as well. So all told, the card was used 510 times and they pumped more than 7,400 gallons of gas.
I'm just going to say it does make sense that this story was in Lincoln, Nebraska. That is the home office headquarters for the Scott Frost Memorial Idiot of the Week.
It's not home office of Scott Frost anymore.
No.
But it is. Oh, and by the way, from what I saw today, it's also no longer the home office of Trev Albert either.
That's also true.
As he heads out. But the memorial, yes, the Scott Frost Memorial Idiot of the Week, however, from the home office in Lincoln, Nebraska. Stop in and see us. Please don't do that. How about you? What'd you bring?
I brought 3 stories.
Okay.
Number 1, Antelope Valley.
Yep.
Which was from last week.
Okay.
Yep. Story number 2, Frigid.
Yeah.
And story number 3, Drake University men's basketball team wins the NCAA Arch Madness tournament in St. Louis.
Yeah. Is that an actual idiot, or did you just want to bring that up again?
No, I just wanted to say it again because
okay.
If you're tuning in late to the podcast and you did not know, the Drake men won the Arch Madness last weekend in St. Louis.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I think we'll go with Antelope Valley.
Okay, so you said last week that you've been to Antelope Valley, spent time there.
Yes.
The University of Antelope Valley? Is that where you were?
No, it was not. I installed newspaper software at the Antelope Valley Press.
Well, the University of Antelope Valley is a tiny, low-budget California NAIA program that actually closed its doors 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
However, the basketball teams themselves are still playing and have qualified for postseason tournaments. They are now paying for those trips and all associated incidental costs through a GoFundMe page.
Yeah. I don't want to make fun of it. It's bad for the kid. The kids are doing the best they can do or whatever. This is a terrible situation. I will say, however, I do get the feeling that if this is the first school that basically says, hey, by the way, we can compete in sports and the school doesn't really even have to exist. We've just gotten rid of the whole student athlete thing. Like the Ohio State University and Alabama are looking at this going, wait, we don't have to give them scholarships? Holy crap. So we're going to call somebody the idiots here, but I have a feeling in about 6 months, it's going to be us because this is going to become precedent.
You watch anything good?
On Sunday night, we watched, I was going to ask you, on Sunday night, we were watching the Oscars. So we watched the whole thing, got to see John Cena basically naked. Yep, that was got to see the awards handed out. Yeah, got to see Al Pacino. Maybe not. Maybe he's done with that. Anyway, yes, that's what we watched. We watched the Oscars and watched all the awards given away. Now that was on Sunday. What were you guys watching on Sunday?
We were watching Drake win the Arch Madness tournament.
Oh,
Did you know that?
I
Something that
just
Todd
got
ought to know.
I just got to the podcast late, so I was unaware that they had won.
Uh-huh. Yep, that's what we watched on Sunday.
And Saturday.
And
I mean, they
also
didn't win on
Saturday.
Saturday. I mean, they won on Saturday, but they didn't win
Yep.
the tournament on. Yeah.
Right. They also won on Friday.
Oh,
They won Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And now they get to go to the national NCAA national tournament. And yeah.
and they're one of, what is it now? Is it 275 that qualify this year? Is that what it is? I know they're
something like that. Yep. Yeah, that's what we watched. It was fantastic. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. These kids, God, I just love these kids so much.
And good news,
Yeah.
when they're all having breakfast in July, and you and Amy walk in, Amy will get a chance to tell them how excited she is to watch them play.
That's true. Yes.
I'm assuming that's an annual tradition now.
If we're sitting in the restaurant, they may come over and see her because she's like, yeah, anyway. The thing that I learned this week, though, is actually not, I mean, I was going to say that the thing that I learned was Drake gets to go to the NCAA tournament, but it's not going to be, I'm not going to do that because I think I've covered that ad nauseum this episode. Do you have Casa smart switches in your house?
No, that I have multiple smart switches. Casa is not a brand that I have.
Okay. I got these so that I could, and I can control these light switches. You know, they're tied into the internet, so they tied into my alarm app, and I can control them from wherever I am. And I can set them on timers. I'm sure your switches can do the same sort of thing, right? So they come on at, when they come on at dusk, whatever dusk is based on the calendar. And then they go off at 11 o'clock at night or whatever, or go off after 4 hours and blah, blah, blah. And I installed 2 of them in the house. I had a third one and I wasn't sure exactly what to do with it. I thought about putting it on the switch that controls the outdoor lights. And then I decided one of the things that drives me the most crazy, and maybe you have one of these in your house. Do you have a light that you can never remember to turn off?
Well, we had those when the kids were young. That was every light they used.
Oh.
So,
Hi, Lindsay. I will not play the giggle.
Yeah, don't do that. No,
don't play the giggle. We learned our lesson.
Yeah.
For me, that light is the pantry light in our kitchen.
Yes.
You turn it on because the switch is on the outside. You take the half step into the pantry, get whatever you want, and then do whatever you're going to do. Forget to turn it off, close the door, move on to whatever it is. It's light out. You don't realize that the light is on in the closet until you turn off all the rest of the lights in the house. And then you look back at the kitchen, you go, damn it. And then you walk over and shut it off. It's one of these little annoying little piddly things, right? It's not a huge deal, but so I'm like, you know what? I bet if I put that extra light switch that I've got on, I can program it. So I installed it, and this week I programmed it. So and it's just a toggle, right? So you push the button and it goes on, and you push the button and it goes off. Now, when you push the button and it goes on, it automatically turns itself off after 2.5 minutes. Solved. I was pretty proud of myself for that. How about you? Do you want to comment on any of that, or do you want to just tell me what you learned?
You're talking about smart home automation, and I'm looking at the clock and it's 52 minutes, and I'm like, damn it, because I could go for 30 to 45 minutes solid on smart switches and smart home stuff, because we have a lot. Most of it works.
Maybe this is a special episode. Maybe we should do this as one of those that we put in the can and talk about I mean, have a special edition of Todd's Tech Corner focused on smart devices.
Oh, I could certainly do 35 to 45 minutes of that and put that one in the can. What I will tell you is couple things as a cliffhanger to make people want to listen to that. I have off the top of my head, I have a way to make your solution even easier to use where you're never going to have to touch it at all. Automatically come on, automatically come off. I have a solution for that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Toddlers, tune in. I'd say tune in next week, but I don't know.
At some point in the future, you'll see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
The episode will be titled "Smart Devices and Stupid Humans."
Also, the other one that we will cover probably.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Let me throw this out. You get up in the middle of the night and you need to go into the bathroom. If you turn the light on, it completely blinds you because holy crap, that's really bright. But if you don't turn the light on, sometimes it's really dark and you're like, oh, where am I headed? Right? Smart switches, I have, and smart bulbs solved that problem as well. So anyway, lots of cool stuff.
Excellent. Cool.
Yes.
I'm already looking forward to that episode. Maybe that's what I already learned this week. What did you learn this week?
So this weekend, while you were watching, what were you watching this weekend again?
Drake men's basketball.
What were they doing?
They were winning the Arch Madness tournament.
Oh, that's right.
Punching their ticket. They were punching their ticket. Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
keep
thank
forgetting.
you. Well, you were in St. Louis doing that. I was watching snow and trees go flying past me for the first time on skis. I've talked about the winter driving before. Yeah,
yes,
saw that a couple weeks ago.
You're going to need to clarify here exactly.
Yeah. Got to watch snow and trees go flying past me, and according to my logbook, I did not go at all last season, and I went February 11th of 2022. So it had been more than 2 years since I had gone skiing, and so I got it. Now we talked about I'd done the half marathon the previous weekend,
right?
And after that, sort of take a rest and recovery to let your legs and everything recover. So usually take like a week off for recovery before starting up again, because I don't have anything to really get moving for. Anyway, so I decided, what would be good to help my legs recover from running a half marathon? I should go skiing for the first time in 2 years.
How you feeling?
Not bad, actually. The trick is you stick to the green and the blue runs and don't get stupid. That's just really, that should be on the front of my helmet on the inside. Don't be stupid.
Don't.
Got in 21 runs. Did 12,000 vertical feet and covered 17 and a half miles on 21 runs. So anyway,
13.1 miles on foot.
Yes.
Complain. 17 miles downhill on skis. Thumbs up.
Yeah. Maybe I'm doing the running wrong. Yeah. Well, anyway, what I did learn, I was a little, I was like, it's been a while since I've done this. 2 years. Oh yeah. I mean, nothing's in a cast. So what I learned was, I was going to say it's like getting back on a bike. However, there was a couple of issues where I don't know if it was me or if it was a localized gravity well and things almost went over, and I skied through it. But anyway, that's good. I made it all back in one piece. And what I learned was, yes, you can take a little bit of time off and go back again. as long as you're not stupid. And of course, you also have to keep an eye out for the 3-year-olds that are on the skis because they go fast. And you got to watch out for them.
You can stop by and see us at the Tuba City home office. Please don't do that. You can check out our award-winning merch on Zazzle. We have a page on Facebook. You can always check us out there. You can subscribe to our award-winning podcast with visiting skier Todd Prince, wherever you get your pods. And don't forget that our music is Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks to our listeners and our sponsors, Toddler 3187, the Taylor Center for Technology Policy, and DJ to Go Cedar Valley. And don't forget to send your feedback. Send it to feedback@talkingtotodd.com. Todd?
I'm going to try a new game here that we may or may not be continuing. Dwayne, this is a word association game. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 4 words. Please let me get through all 4 words. And then tell me what those 4 words have in common.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Okay.
Stetson, Longwood, Samford, Oakland. What do those 4 things have in common?
All 4 of their men's basketball programs punched their ticket this week to the NCAA tournament, just like Drake.
Give yourself a bell. You got it.
Hey! Next week we're going to be on the road, so expect audio issues. We may have some travel stories, all kinds of fun things coming at you next week, but we'll be back. Go Drake.
Brackets. Make sure you get the brackets in.
Oh, get your brackets in. Yes. Bracket early, bracket often. Is that how that works? I don't know. Yes.
It does in Illinois.
We'll be back. We're here. We're talking to Todd.
What do you mean Arch Manning isn't here? I came here for college football. What is this crap? I want a refund.
Arch Madness. Yes.